your Lush bag. You want to keep that in there?
I want the people to know I smell great, dude.
I love that. I love Lush. I might start it there, but if not, hello and welcome. It's HardLore time.
It's HardLore time.
What's up, Bo?
Nothing. I'm in an undisclosed location.
Oh, cool.
Somewhere in America.
What's in your Lush bag there?
I got some, it's called like milk for my hair. I have really shitty hair, and when I wash it, it's like I look like Marv getting electrocuted.
I think you and I have pretty similar hair then.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate washing my hair, and so I went in there. There's a huge mall here, and I went in there and asked.
Huge mall where?
In the continental United States.
Okay, in the undisclosed.
And and the lady was like, use this. I have the same kind of hair. My hair sucks. I hate washing it. And I got it trimmed the other day, so they washed it, so I'm dying. And I got this stuff.
Let me tell you, man, one of the hardest parts of the pandemic for me was losing the Lushistas.
Oh, dude.
One of the greatest joys of my life used to be me walking in, being greeted by a Lushista who would then wash my arm for like 2 to 3 minutes. That arm, listen, brother, your arm never felt so soft or smelled so good as when the Lushistas take care of you.
Do you have a favorite product? Actually, I know one of yours.
You do. I'm sure you know that I love Rose Jam.
Rose Jam. I knew it. I did know that.
I'm not allowed to use it anymore.
How is it bad for skin?
No, it's great. It smells good. It's awesome. I get the red everywhere in the shower. And I ain't cleaning it up. Or I won't do it. That's what the water's for. It's not what I'm for.
Yeah.
But
have you ever smelled the Avocado Co. shampoo?
No.
It's the one that comes in it's like encased in red wax. And it smells like a mix of like avocado and lemon, and it's shampoo. Oh my God.
I'm glad we're starting with this because this is the tour survival guide episode.
It
is. I've always got 3 or 4 Lush products on me.
Some Lush stuff. Yeah, I like to bring I'm a big olive branch guy. That's my body wash.
I like the Rose Jam bar, the little circle thing. Love the Rose Jam shampoo bar. It's like a soap bar for your head.
I've used it. Yeah.
I love that. And then the conditioner I use, I forget what it's called, but it's a big green tub.
Okay. Oh yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I have no idea what it's called.
And then I use a new one of the newer body washes. I think you might have just gotten it. Is it yellow, like Money Honey or something? Honey Money?
I've had that one, yeah.
Loving that one right now.
Yeah, big fan.
But that I've got those in their little tin jars in my little toiletry thing there, and that's a great way to start this episode.
So the idea of this episode is like you're a relatively new band, maybe, or you're just starting to play like kind of out of state shows, maybe, kind of a thing, and like here's what you should do, and here's probably what you shouldn't do. That's kind of the vibe.
Do's as well as in addition to don'ts.
A lot of don'ts.
I at some point I'm going to demonstrate live on this show my ancient shirt folding technique.
Oh, I like that.
So the podcast listeners might want to look this one up. Because there's a visual bit here. It's not a bit at all. It'll change your life.
I like this. Okay, so let me ask you then.
Sure.
4-week tour. Full 4-week tour. How many shirts, underwear, socks?
Okay, so it's complicated for me because I'm a big gadget man.
You're a gadget
and
guy.
I'm also kind of a one bag man.
Same.
So I got to balance gadgets and clothing.
Yeah.
And I find that when I overpack shirts, say like first few tours, I would bring like 15, 20 shirts with me.
So many. And then you have a garbage bag full of dirty laundry.
All the time. And then
it's disgusting.
And day 8, you realize, I've worn 4 of these and I only want to wear 3 of them.
Yep. Right.
So I'll bring now 4-week tour, 7 shirts.
Yep. Perfect.
A shirt a day, underwear. For anything ever. If we play a single fest, then I fly to a single fest. Yeah. One day of travel, I'll bring like 7 pairs of underwear.
Just in case.
I got IBS, brother. I'm the irritable bowel soldier. I'm ready for war. Yeah.
I remember the Touch and Cotton story.
Exactly.
As I'm sure we all do.
I've hit cotton. I'll hit polyester. I don't discriminate. I'll hit it.
So let me hit you with this. Oh, this is great. Okay, so I'll wear a shirt 2 days in a row because I don't play in the shirt, right? So it's just
a designated gig shirt.
So that's gonna.
It's salty.
That's next. That's
okay.
next.
All right.
That's next.
All right.
So yeah, I'll usually, and this is kind of embarrassing to admit, but I'll usually wear socks 2 days in a row too. Because I'm not,
my God, you lost me.
Wait, listen. I'm not sweating in my socks. I have gig socks too.
Well, here's the problem there for me.
I'm big chilling in these socks.
Here's my issue.
You got foot?
There was one thing, I got foot. Yeah. And I got foot. I contracted it on the Harm's Way Twitching Tongues European tour.
No bullshit. Our first big tour was 2007-8. We talked about this. It was the This Is For You Fest tour with the James picture.
Right.
I definitely had athlete's foot. Like beforehand. I just got it. I don't know how. I worked a summer camp probably.
That'll do it.
And then me, James, and Chris have I still have it.
I'm not
14 years later.
Oh, dude, I am diseased.
It's
my feet are ruined. I am the source of controversy in my household with my wife because of what one of you or one of the guys did to me.
All of us.
You all
Chris,
got
and James. Me, Chris, and James all have it. All of us.
Breaking news on HardLore here. I am a victim of disease. I'm gonna call Sweet James when this episode ends, and I'm gonna get my settlement.
And the fucked up thing is like tough acting, Tinactin. Take a hike, kid. It doesn't work. None of that shit works.
I'm at the prescription level stuff at this point.
And it still doesn't work.
No.
It's insane.
So
we're cursed.
So don't shower after Harm's Way is basically.
Yeah, straight up. Fuck. But anyway, something that Nate from Converge put me onto after years and years of touring with lots of underwear. Fucking camping underwear, dude. They make antibacterial camping underwear that you wash in the sink. You bring a little Tide Pod with you. You wash it in the sink, and it dries in 30 minutes.
Look, I believe you.
I'm a big fan.
I get it.
Saves so much.
I believe you, but you don't got funk like I do, brother.
I'm not very funky there.
If I sleep for an hour, there's a layer of funk that must be machine washed. So I'm not 8 hours max for me per pair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll change midday for fun.
I'm a little, I guess I've actually come to find that I'm a little grubby on tour. Like I'm not clean, but whatever, because, and what brings us to my next question.
Hold on before we get there.
Yeah.
This is a do's and don'ts.
You're right.
I think you're doing a don't. And I've got to check you.
So you're saying I need to bring more pairs of socks?
I think you could use a little cleanup every now and then.
What? How do you typically do laundry on tour? You just go to a laundromat?
Any means necessary.
Right.
Sometimes
hotel.
Yeah, dude. I mean that's the go-to, and it's like you're suffering, but what's better than no dirty clothes?
There's straight up nothing.
Nothing.
It is just a clean, perfect bag ready to rock.
It feels so good.
How many tours in were you when you realized, I should be playing in a gig, a designated pair of an outfit that it just only gets terrible?
Years.
Yeah, years. It was Todd Jones on the European tour we did with Nails and with your brother, where I was like, wow, Todd's playing in the same shirt every night. That's fucking crazy. And it's a winter tour, and I have a garbage bag full of wet clothes that are getting frozen. And I kind of
stinky frozen. You know that meme that's like, if you stink in the cold, use a powerful motherfucker. It's real, man.
Yeah, and that's huge. And I do shirt, designated underwear, pants, shoes, and socks for gigging in.
Okay, I'm not doing gig socks. If I put them on, I'm starting a new pandemic. If I wear a sock for another day, it's a biohazard.
I use the sweat whiskey, the bullshit, whatever. But you think about it, you're only in it for a half hour.
Like I said, I'm happy for you. But
you're patient zero.
But my funk is different. It's not even really stinky funk, you know? Like I'm not like Kyle Thomas, formerly of Twitching Tongues, Disgrace, whatnot, smelly sweater. Much love to Kyle.
Yeah.
He's not a stinky guy, but his sweat
a smelly
stinks.
sweater. I'm the same way.
You got a stinky sweat?
You know what my sweat smells like?
What?
Pure vinegar.
You just down in vinegar or what?
Dude, no, it's the weirdest shit. One time we were on a tour with Angel Dust, and you know, Justice, shout out Justice, but Justice,
blunt.
He's a little freak.
He's a blunt guy.
He's a little freaky.
He comes up to you like, hey man, you smell like vinegar, bro.
I was talking about smelling like vinegar, and he was like, really? And he was like, let me get a whiff, and I just gave it to him. He went for it, and he went, yeah, that's vinegar. Like, I don't know why. It just always has been since teenage years, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's not good.
So don't do what Bo does. Don't
do what I do, but definitely do have a gig outfit.
Gig outfit.
Bring a hanger.
That's the answer I can't give you. Still, 10 years later, where to put it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you have a trailer, we typically hang it up in the trailer.
But that's only going to do so much. You know?
If you're on a summer tour, it kind of rocks because it just like bakes it. And it actually isn't that bad. Yeah,
but then like you're carrying guitar fucking drum cases that are like, it's like, smelly. Like I can smell my balls on the drums. That's crazy.
Dude, James and Chris both play in shorts. In my opinion, only singers and drummers get a shorts pass on stage. And James, you know, he's
unless you're like a pop punk band or something, they can.
Yeah, whatever. I have a strict policy of pants.
I get
in general.
it. I was chastised by Pat Kinlan from Drum Church many years ago. Never wore shorts again. So
good. So they would wear the lined shorts, not a bathing suit, but basically a bathing suit, like the Nike Dry Fit shorts with the netting
with the ball
for
net,
your junk, the ball net, and they would hang them by the taint of the net just in the back of the van. In the van, on the back, and you would touch it. You know what I mean? Like terrible, horrible.
You know what's the best is sometimes we would do gig shirt hanging out of like the side of the van.
Yeah,
and it's like it's like the van is getting whooped by Mike Tyson while you're driving, and then it starts raining. And then it starts raining, and whoever shirt it is like, come on, man, fuck.
And then the best part is after you park and it's done raining, you take the shirt off, and there's just a grease spot on the van.
It's disgusting.
Foundation was big on that. Every time we toured with Foundation, all of their shit would be like just closing the door, just waving in the back. Yeah, no good.
I guess since we're on the subject of shirts now, I should share my ancient shirt folding technique.
I'd love to hear it.
Okay, so it's not just a shirt. Here I have some undies.
Yep.
Boba Fett socks.
I'll let you show.
Yeah. Well, what were you gonna say?
Is it they call it like a kit roll or something?
Yeah, I think it might be a kit roll. So here we have just some Morbid Angel shirt.
Very dope.
We're gonna give it a fold, right?
Yep.
Shirt folded.
Okay.
Right there. Beautiful.
Love it.
Just folding the sleeves inward for the podcast people.
Are you gonna go sock yin yang?
You'll see. So the undies are now in half, folded. What is it?
Hot dog style.
Hot dog style.
Yeah.
In the middle, down the shirt. We're gonna put one sock here.
Yeah.
Right here.
And then
with
the other
this sock there. We're gonna put one sock there. We're gonna roll it on up.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And we're just gonna roll it. The finishing, the pièce de résistance comes at the end here. And you can do this a little more compact.
And you can do it real tight if you want to.
You could do the shirt fold a little tight, but then you're risking some wrinkles. And it depends on the shirt. So what we did was we took the end of this sock, folded it inward into the shirt. Yep. And I imagine for women, well, for one, women's clothes just take up less space to begin with, I feel like, a lot of the time in a bag. Like me folding my wife's clothes is like, I don't know how to fold this. This can't be folded.
This silk blouse.
But this is shirt, underwear, socks, and it's about the size of what shirt would take up on its own. Hello.
And what's
saving space? I'm on my way.
You got Colin here. That's basically a Chipotle burrito.
Yeah.
With underwear, socks, and a shirt.
Yeah.
And what's cool is you don't even have to you just grab one and that's what you're wearing.
Just grab one. And if
I've done that.
If you only bring 7 shirts that you know you love, you're going to pick a heater every time.
Yeah.
And I like to pack a little light just in case I'm touring with a band I like.
Straight up.
Because I end up wearing that half the time.
Do you remember on our European tour, I came up to you, I was like, look, I want one of every shirt. Just tell me what to give you. Do you remember that?
How did I take money from you?
Yeah. But I insisted. I think you only asked for cost, to be fair. But I insisted. I wasn't
today. I would give it to you, just so you know.
Yeah, no problem. I got but that tour was fucking brutal.
Yes, it was.
But I got one of every shirt. Do you ever tour with a? Do you ever tour with a hard shell suitcase?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. I try now. I would try not to, but yes, I think I have too many gadgets to not do it. I got the iPad. I got the computer. I got the Switch. I got if I'm not consuming 3 forms of media at a time, I'm having a bad time.
You have your AirPod Max.
Yes.
And they come in a case, right? They got a little gimmick.
They come in a bra. I don't know how else to describe it. It's not quite a case, but it is supportive.
Perfect.
I'd say it's a C,
Pretty much when we fly, I got a shitty Amazon suitcase with wheels that has lasted me it was 2016, 6 years.
With wheels. Does it have the quad wheel that rotates?
Oh yeah.
You can't live without that at this point.
No.
The quad rotating wheel. Dude, now I got this fucking backpack, man. It's called the Peak Design Travel Bag. It's a huge backpack. And it has a slit in the middle on the back. So when you have a handle suitcase, you slide the backpack into the middle.
Love it.
It's unbelievable.
I have a little chrome over the shoulder bag that has exactly that.
It's great.
That's fantastic.
To my drummers out there, it took me a long time to realize when traveling with drums that snare and pedals can go in one bag. Mm-hmm. Get another bag to just put the snare and pedals in rather than carry 3 things all the time.
Let me think. Hard shell cases are huge, but that's kind of obvious.
I mean, nobody. If you're bringing a gig bag, you're not listening to this podcast.
Straight up.
This ain't a gig. This ain't a show for gig bag motherfuckers. All right.
This is SKB only. Big fan of a backup guitar. Started bringing a backup guitar a while ago, 2015-ish.
Flying with a backup guitar?
No,
that's that's stashed, right?
Well. The answer to that is those boats that have 2 of them in there.
Those are crazy.
Now you're expensive.
Now you're getting into pro territory.
That's advanced for sure.
Acacia Strand, they roll with those.
They're called ankle or something, and they're very rad. They're very cool.
I don't know if I'm there yet. Well, we actually had to do that for a bit because we had songs in different tunings.
Oh.
So we were rolling 2 guitars deep a couple times with Sean, and it was it's definitely not fun because you got the.
Did he have a boat or was it 4 guitars?
Dude, I think he had his Hatebreed double case still. Taylor just rocked 2 cases, and they both had a guitar on a stand on stage.
What do you recommend for a newish band who's getting on the road? They're doing a tour. They got a routing. It's super DIY. They're probably not going to stay at too many hotels. What is the best way to go about staying at a person's home? And what's the best way to kind of...
So even before that, I would say when you're starting your band, find a shitty bass player who works at a hotel.
Dude.
That's the real hack.
Wow.
punished.
Have had that.
Just get in with a guy or a girl or whoever who works at a fucking Marriott who's got the code for you.
Dude, the code is huge.
So if you're a bass player or something, you work at Marriott or Hilton, hit me up. I'll do whatever you want, dude. So, but that's the real, if that's not possible, I would say have Mike Cesario in your band, who is fearless when talking to locals.
Very insistent.
Oh, if you have a super outgoing person who's like, not afraid to just chat up one of them laid back country folk, let them do it and hope for the best. But it's a risk, man, and
it's a gamble.
And I know that, like, I talked to Ryan from One Step Closer. I did an interview with him on Knotfest.
Right.
And they're staying at people's houses like every day, I think. So I don't know what the youngins are doing to do that these days. Maybe they're making. I feel like Twitter or something is just the way to do it.
Probably, yeah, probably. A thing that people need to be aware of is Priceline fucking rocks. Priceline rocks.
You guys are the OG purveyors of Priceline. Tell us about your Priceline method. So
the method is around 8 o'clock. You know what we do? We have a rule, and I won't say the dollar amount, but we have like a rule where it's like, if merch is looking going to be over this amount, we get 2 rooms, and if not, we get 1 room. Nice. Right? We're old. Give me a bed. I don't want to sleep on the floor.
That's where I'm at now. I'm 30 years old.
Totally.
3D years old, and I'm not. I just won't do it.
Mm-mm.
I like, and that's why I'm kind of afraid to go back to Europe. Like, I'd love to tour there again. I got the itch to go there,
Really?
Yeah. Cause like we talked about in the Andy episode, like, I feel like I took my traveling for granted a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm now regretting that. So I want to go back, but a lot of it is staying in the venue, staying on the stage. Like, that's still a thing. And yeah, call me a baby or whatever, but like, give me an Ibis,
Totally.
I know it's cheap. I'll pay.
Yep.
Just help me,
All right. So Priceline, we usually do the express deals. We don't even name your own price because they're generally
it's
very good.
It's a nightmare. Name your own price, dude.
Oh yeah, that could be a nightmare. You'll go all the way through and then it says, sorry.
Exactly. But also the fucking mystery thing. You guys do the mystery one?
We do the mystery one, but we
it's a risk.
Make sure 2.5 stars and up. That's the requirement.
Sometimes you can sleuth and find it. So
yeah,
I guess
you can, right?
We should give some context here.
Yeah.
There's a Priceline feature where you like filter in what you want and it'll give you a really great rate on it, but you won't know what the hotel is.
You won't know exactly where it is, but it'll tell you like North Nashville or whatever, wherever you're staying.
3 stars in this area. So you can look up that area and every 3-star hotel, and sometimes there's only one.
Exactly. Sometimes it's like, there's a Courtyard by Marriott.
Dude,
let's go.
That is, and like how many times we've gotten lucky with the Courtyard by Marriott. But sometimes you show up and they're like, we didn't, like, you booked 2 king rooms via the mystery thing. And there's like, we don't have rooms. You're going to have to talk to Priceline.
So that's something that we've definitely learned that the hard way, because that does happen.
Yeah.
James will make the booking and then call to also let them know that we're going to be showing up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, because we do you know what I mean? Because they'll also give your fucking room away sometimes.
Yeah, or they'll just, dude, I mean,
they'll just be like, they're not showing up.
There was one time where I think we booked a hotel for United Blood or something.
Yeah, that's always tough.
In Richmond, and it's the worst travel day ever, every time, because there's no direct flights to Richmond. And we booked the hotel like Friday to Sunday, but we're completely delayed Friday and showed up Saturday. And because we missed day 1 of a 3-day reservation, they gave away the entire reservation. So
and then you're fucked because there's people in town.
Because everything's fucked. So here's your survival guide tip: if you're 1 minute past midnight, call them and say, "Charge me. Don't give my shit away. I'm on my way.
We're coming.
I'm on my way."
Yeah, that definitely happens, and it's the same really with every big fest. R.I.P. United Blood.
Yeah,
love United Blood. Big fan.
I feel like LDB's kind of taking the torch in terms
kind
of
of seems
just
like it, which is cool. I back the spirit.
Man, this year was unbelievable. So
that's what I've heard. That's what I heard. Chris was there. He was very pumped on it. Something we can talk about too is for those of you who don't know, we did mention this in a previous episode, but my band has some of the worst luck ever. And I want to tell you about ways that we found to prevent that. So we typically tour with a 15-passenger van that we own, and then we rent a trailer. We would buy a trailer, but in Illinois, you have to register and have insurance for a trailer on top of your van.
We do too, but I think it's like $15 or something.
It's like expensive.
Really?
But if you run one from U-Haul and you blow a tire, who gives a shit? You're fine. Mm-hmm. Which has happened.
What happens?
You go to, we've been to the Los Cruces U-Haul twice for the same reason.
No way.
Where the taillights, like the connector breaks, and they just swap it out. They'll swap it out for you.
So you can you can take that to any, if you rent a U-Haul trailer anywhere in the country. This doesn't apply to me because we own a trailer, but this is good for the people listening. If you rent a U-Haul trailer, you're telling me if you blow a tire, any U-Haul location will replace that tire?
You got to get there. But yes,
you do got to get there. And sometimes there ain't one, right?
Straight up. And also you have to be aware you're not supposed to have the trailer in like Arizona, Utah, and Colorado because of the mountains.
So you can't break
There's
down
a straight up like moratorium, like you can't take the trailer here. And you go, okay, you know. But
I won't.
So something that we do is we have these things called slick locks. They look like this. They go on the back door and they go on the side door, and it's basically an external heavy-duty lock so that a filthy thief can't punch out the lock and get in. Because even if they do, it's locked. It's this external padlock.
So does this only work for the side and back?
Yes.
So
however,
this doesn't work for driver or passenger?
Which is actually easier to get into.
Yeah.
But regardless, I think if people, it could have a reverse effect where someone sees it and they go, oh, there must be something in there. Yeah. Or, I'm not going to, whatever. Because if they were to take something from the back, they have to go all, it's harder.
It's very hard.
Whatever. Any deterrent. We have a heavy duty lock and a chain, which also didn't matter in Vegas. Mm-hmm. But because the Vegas trailer got stolen, we found this wheel lock. It's like a boot. We put it on the trailer. And it makes it so that the trailer tire cannot move. Now, granted, they can drag it if they wanted to. There's going to be sparks. It's going to be loud. At the end of the day, if somebody wants in there, they want in there.
There's an expression that really got me. It's that locks only keep honest people out.
Ooh. That's a clip.
That is a good one.
See you on Instagram. Yeah. I've even heard of like in Montreal where they'll cut in like a curve at a corner and peel it like a can opener. Wow. And get in there. You never know.
I mean, Montreal. So we can stop. Yeah. We can pause here for a second. Montreal and Oakland.
Infamous.
Don't leave your fucking van.
Don't leave your van. Don't stay there. We've never stayed in Montreal ever.
Never.
Ever.
Always drive either to Toronto, which is probably the next show, or straight home.
Or Ottawa, halfway.
Yeah,
that's fine.
we haven't done a lot in Canada more than like 2 or 3 days. So we'll either just go to wherever the next show is, or we'll go back in the States.
Straight to the States.
Oakland is like, if you're away from your car for 10 minutes, your window's getting smashed. If there's one visible item in your car or van, your window's getting smashed. So just don't, maybe leave. I've seen people leave signs and that works. Like, nothing in here, please go rob a Tesla.
Yeah, straight up.
it's just like, it's brutal, man. But it's kind of your fault at this point if it's happening to you.
I get that.
Because
victim blaming. I get that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm victim blaming. Because like in Oakland, I'm not saying you getting your van completely stolen is your fault, because that's fucked up and insane.
I'm fucking around.
But like, it's like the smash and grab capital of the universe. So just prepare for that. Leave a guy there. Get to the show early and park right next to the venue.
Yeah.
And look at it the whole fucking time.
Sell merch at the van.
Straight up. We've done it.
If you have to fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know? Another thing that people should be aware of is you can get renter's insurance on your gear. You can get, they have touring specific insurance that exists. The issue with that is you have to prove ownership. So for example, I have renter's insurance. James, because of where he was living, had homeowner's insurance. There's red tape everywhere. Mm-hmm. Both of our insurance representatives said, sorry, there's not, it's U-Haul.
Yeah.
And then U-Haul said, look, we can't even guarantee you're not going to have to pay for the trailer, $6,000, let alone your shit.
Did you pay for the trailer?
We got out of it. Thank Christ. We got out of it. Yeah, straight up.
Wow.
But so if you think that you're good because of your rental insurance, really look into that. Really get down to the nitty gritty. You may need, and also this is another tip, get your serial numbers, get your proof of purchases if you can.
Yeah.
Get all of that stuff. I have all of my serial numbers on the Numbers app on my phone, just in case. And I only learned this in 2018.
Yeah.
But I learned
After
the
fact,
hard way.
The very hard way.
Just the hardest way.
Was anything ever recovered from that?
Yes. So this is a cool story. So James and I woke up, dude. Yeah, we could talk about this. This is great. So for anyone who doesn't know, in 2018, we were beginning a tour with Terror. It was the Life and Death tour, but Terror had just come out with Total Retaliation. So it was the Terror headliner on the new record. The first show was going to be in San Diego, so we had to drive from Chicago to San Diego, but we had a show booked in Las Vegas. Played the show in Las Vegas, stayed in the Luxor, which we always did. It has the extended lot, which is the only place on the strip you could park, but it's cool because off-season Luxor rooms, a double room is like $35. Like, it's ridiculous, and it's fun, and we love to gamble and blah, blah, blah. So we're doing the whole thing. James and I get up early. We're walking out to the van, same spot we always park, and like, there was literally like, I'm talking about a 4-year-old tree, not a redwood, a 4-year-old tree. And I'm like walking up and I'm like, the trailer must be behind that. Oh. Like not putting it together. Right. You
had a straight up Pee-wee moment with the bike.
Dude, straight. Yeah, exactly. I was in pure denial. And the best thing is, so was James. And it wasn't until we got there where we were like, yeah, that's gone. Like it's gone. We're fucked. Brutal.
Wow.
We kind of touched on this with the Nate or the Brody episode.
Yeah.
But anyway, we drove straight to San Diego, continued with the tour, and kind of like pieced gear back together throughout the tour. A couple months afterwards, as a matter of fact, that was late 2018. And it was 2019 on a Knocked Loose tour, I believe. Mm-hmm. Someone messaged us on either Instagram or Twitter and was like, hey, is this your thing? Is this your guys' stuff? Sure enough, there's an eBay listing with I have a very unique Les Paul style Ibanez that they only did for that year. Mm-hmm. 2 other guitars.
Dude, shout out to whoever sent that to you.
I've tried looking for it in preparation for this, and I don't know where it was. I couldn't find it. But yes, if you're listening,
oh my god,
if you're listening, you are a saint. We got that stuff back. They scratched off serial numbers. I mean, they tried to hide this shit. So what ended up happening is someone just hooked up the trailer to a Suburban and drove away with it. They found the trailer in the Mandalay Bay parking lot, which is next to the Luxor, which is interesting.
They just brought it back, basically.
That's what made us not have to pay for it. So, hey, empty.
They emptied it and returned it to the scene of the crime.
Think about how big a Vegas parking lot can be.
And how long it takes to go anywhere there.
Straight up. Yeah.
Like,
so they sold the stuff to like a fence, literally, and then the fence sold it to like a pawn shop that had an eBay store, and that's where this all gets connected. The detective on the case.
Isn't there a paper trail between these things?
So They're smart, dude. The guys who stole it don't go straight to the pawn store. They hire someone to do it. Maybe offer drugs to do it, whatever. They break the chain of evidence. Lance Hardman is the detective who's working on this case. Swear to God. He's explaining all of this stuff. However, and I know how we feel about cops, and I don't disagree with the feeling on cops. Yeah. Lance Hardman did his job, and I got my shit back.
Wow.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right. So we got it back from the evidence.
You know, a broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go. There you go.
It's very simple math.
Simple. So we got 3 guitars back. Nick got a dual rec head, his head back. And then shout out to Emma from Dying Wish, because a box of our merch wound up in Portland.
What?
From Vegas.
No way.
Swear to God.
How?
We have no idea. There was something where like some of the stuff wound up with like a mobile meth lab in an RV, and they went up the coast and were trying to like pawn off stuff along the way. They had a box of Harm's Way merch and they were trying to sell it.
Dude, what year is this?
2018.
This is 74.
I know. Some lady in Portland contacted us on Facebook.
Wow.
It was like, hey, I got a box of your stuff. Like, if you want it, I'm happy to hold on to it for you.
Oh my God.
Emma went and got it for us and UPS'd it to us somewhere on the tour.
Wow. That's
really bizarre.
That's unreal. Did you count it?
It was a crime ring. No, he didn't count it.
It would be nice to know what was taken.
What was taken? I mean, when I say we had a full tour's worth of stuff stolen,
it was day one.
Dude, I had a backup head.
Dude.
From our friend Dean, who makes Dean Costello amplifiers in Chicago. He makes these heavy metal warfare heads that are like, Taylor has one. Yeah. They're fucking awesome. Man. And he gave me a prototype to try on the tour, and that got taken. You know, like,
I'm just thinking about, I'm envisioning how full our trailer is day one.
Yep.
They hit the jackpot.
And think our first, 4 or 5 shows or whatever, all in California.
Yeah, yeah. So you're preparing for the best shows of the tour.
Exactly.
You're overprinting. Yeah, Gilman is God, dude.
Gilman is our fucking spot, dude. We do great there. So we literally had a full merch order. I'm psyched to have Alec on here someday to talk about Freedom getting robbed, because there is this legendary pic of like this homeless dude wearing a Freedom shirt the next day. Seen it.
Oh,
yep.
I mean, I'm sure I'll have put it on this episode just now. But
yeah, now you have to.
Oh my God. It's so good.
Yeah. So the reason I even brought that up was some of the smarmy ass responses we got after we like posted about having our shit stolen was can
I have my money back?
Someone literally responded, renter's insurance. And it's just like, brother, that's not how it works. Like, you can't prove to Geico, who owns boxes of t-shirts.
Yeah.
And it's not mine because I don't own the LLC. You know what I mean? Like, It's a whole fucking thing. Second, people are like, that's why someone should always sleep in the van.
Fuck off with that, dude.
It's Las Vegas.
Get the fuck out of my face. Somebody should sleep in the van. That was the one day on Twitter where I disagreed. There was like some discourse about like some band who was sad about getting robbed, which sucks. And like the sentiment against them was like, always have someone in the van. Fuck you.
Yeah,
No.
because I want to risk getting shot for a bunch of guitars.
Even that, I'm not doing that. It's at what point is touring fucking worth it? If 15% of your touring party has to sleep in the van.
So like, if I were to been sleeping in that van that night, it's 80 degrees, even in the fall in Vegas. Yeah. I'm dying, and I'm pissed. And in order to sleep, we're on the Strip. I would have to wear earplugs. I probably wouldn't have even heard them.
Yeah, it's true.
And even if I did, I'm gonna go out there in a fucking open carry state or wherever we were, and like, hey. Stop that. You know what I mean?
That's mine.
That's the dumbest fucking.
It is stupid.
Like, I know that it's a deterrent, and I know that it can work.
Yeah.
But in today's, like, I'm not risking
Fuck out
it.
of here. There's got to be other measures now. Air tags are the real key now. Is like,
However, did you hear about the dead heat stuff?
no,
Oh, I'm sorry, Creeping Death, not Dead Heat.
no.
Creeping Death recently had, I believe, their trailer stolen.
Oh, and didn't cops just like not let them?
They were like, oh, yeah, that's not good enough to go get it.
How?
So,
But
so it's kind of like,
that's the one time I've heard that though.
true, because Citizen the opposite.
got theirs back.
Got it back.
Scowl got theirs back. Like it's happening left and right. And now I feel like it's like Batman in Gotham, you know?
Yeah.
Eventually the idea of Batman is scary enough to deter crime.
The Signal.
Just you see the signal, you're like, I'm not robbing
Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
No pun intended. But
So
AirTags existing hopefully is like you see a 15 passenger van, you assume there's some AirTags in there, which I'm assuming next is going to be a product that like the AirTag killer, like disable
do you know
the
how
signal.
do you know how they actually work?
No.
AirTags. They do not work based on GPS. They're not independent GPS trackers. They work based on other Apple devices.
Interesting.
Meaning,
If there's no
let's
Apple
say
device
in Las Vegas, they drive that shit out to the desert to some fucking garage. You're never going to find it.
Interesting.
That's how their system works.
It's a great system.
All of our iPhones are AirTag trackers that feed into the Apple network to locate things for other people.
That's why, and this was driving me crazy for a while. Sometimes I'd be driving with Brody and it would be like, you are traveling with an AirTag. And I'm like, shut
keys
up.
or something?
I'm like, it's so annoying. But then I realized that's for like women and stuff who are being tracked, who have gotten
Straight up.
So that's an amazing feature just to be like, oh
Exactly.
shit, let me take care of that.
And then what's the inverse of that? A criminal gets your van, they get that notification. Oh, I better look for it.
Yeah, but you can't find it. If there's enough of them, you ain't finding it.
Very true.
Sometimes
I think
you should be like, holy shit, I'm being tracked. I better get the fuck out of here.
I think they're like 4 for $100 too.
It's a great deal. It's not foolproof, but it's sometimes it's enough. And another thing that, sorry to stop this, but like whenever Twitching Tongues would tour with a trailer, we backed it into something.
There you go. That was my next thing.
Every time. Always find like a bright spot close to the door and back into a dumpster or something.
Exactly. So our solution, what I found is, dude, and this is legit. I know it sounds like conspiratorial and like kind of paranoid, but like, don't post about even what hotel you're like. Don't say anything on the internet about where you are.
Absolutely.
Just don't, because you never fucking know. We will typically, we've said this before, if we're playing Omaha, we will find a hotel 3 or 4 hours in the direction of the next show, stay there. We will back the trailer into a thing, put the boot on the trailer, put the slick locks on everything, and you hope for the best. And that's the best I think you can do. I cannot think of another way.
You know how tired you just made me saying that? I'm just picturing you and myself here, like getting to a hotel at like 3 a.m. How awful is like falling asleep between that drive and then having to gather your belongings like frantically to get into the hotel because you have like 7 hours to sleep in there.
So the thing about, I've said this before too, I do those drives typically, the nighttime drives. I have, again, this little Chrome bag. I'll put my little rolled kit and grab my toiletry bag before we start the drive. So when I'm there, when we arrive, I'm inside, I'm checking in. I don't care what anyone else is doing because I'm getting in and going to bed.
Interesting.
And that's it.
Do you, when you leave the van, and you've been robbed multiple times, so I imagine the answer is yes. So 3 times.
3 times.
You are Murphy's Law. Do you, if you're going into like In-N-Out or like Starbucks or something, you bring in your backpack?
In 2015, we were in Dallas, Texas. There is a location in Dallas, Texas.
You don't need to talk this close to this microphone. Don't worry, brother.
It was for dramatic effect.
I get it.
In
It's
2015.
more work for me later.
In Dallas, Texas, there's a location off of whatever highway. Have I told the story before? I don't think so.
Of this one, no. You've only talked about the trailer.
This is a great story. There is a Guitar Center that is next to a Chick-fil-A, a Chipotle, and an In-N-Out.
That's a dream.
I got a picture for this one too.
I would never have felt safer.
So we parked at the Guitar Center. Chris had to get sticks or something. James and I decide, you know what, dude? Let's get a burger, some tacos, and a chicken sandwich. Mm-hmm. So we get one of each and a drink from Chipotle and a drink from Chick-fil-A. And there's a picture, this one. And while we're taking this picture, someone was in the Guitar Center parking lot, took a screwdriver and a hammer, popped in the passenger side lock, put up the little thing, took 6 backpacks with passports, 2 MacBooks, GoPros, everything. Okay? Now, this gets good. Call the cops. You have to file a police report because you never know. The cop is straight up like, yeah, I don't know. Good. If we hear anything, we'll let you know. And we have to keep going. We're on a tour.
Yeah.
So I'm pissed. I don't have my MacBook. My girlfriend is at home. She's at work. She goes on the Dallas Craigslist. She finds 2 MacBooks for $1,000 each. Mm-hmm. And the picture of one is my face, like in the sign in, and it's me. Like,
oh my God.
They didn't even do anything with it.
Okay.
So we call the cop and blah, blah, blah. We explain. In Texas, apparently they don't give a shit because they were like, we'll be right there, kind of a thing.
Oh.
Because it was at a body shop. They were aware of this body shop for being involved in some kind of crime ring.
Wow.
And they
so there's no warrant needed. They were just like, we're on our way, brother.
There was an active investigation.
Oh.
So they were literally like, this just adds
you just created cause, essentially.
Straight up.
Wow.
Exactly. So they actually send undercover cops to go and buy it with cash. Wow. We figure out a way to route back through Dallas where my mom was living and working with the DA at the time. This will come back.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Now, we get our stuff back, and I took a GoPro that wasn't mine. They thought it was. It's karma.
You earned it. You know,
I earned it. Yeah. On the GoPro, there's a sex vid of a guy who got a hooker.
Oh.
Who had it was insane, but it was like all of us plus Baker watching this video of this dude just like rubbing his face on this isn't even graphic, rubbing his face on like the girl's like thighs and stomach. He has a GoPro strapped to his head.
Oh my God.
It was the weirdest shit ever. Deleted that.
That's next level.
My mom was laughing at it. Like it was hilarious.
All right.
So we get only 2 MacBooks and 2 GoPros back. Everything else is gone, including all of our passports. Wow. So we have to arrange for 6 people to have birth certificates and social security cards mailed to Michael Morrissey in Philadelphia because the East Coast office for passport, like emergency passports, is in Philadelphia.
How was that all that was recovered? They don't ask where's the rest of the stuff?
I'll tell you how.
Okay.
Because we learned a lesson that day. He left the backpack in the van with all of our money in it. And we're talking 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
You know? But that's more than enough time. This guy whoever did it found several $1,000s in cash. Mm-hmm. Probably threw away everything else because who gives a shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? Green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit?
He was like, this is the greatest day of my life, Jack.
Straight up.
Who cares what
everything else? I'll sell the electronics. Fuck everything else. Okay. Right now, here's what's good. Tour ends. We're home for like 6 months. This happened in like the spring, December of the same year, 2015. My mom had been keeping an eye on like the case with that place and like just keeping an eye on that place. She messages me one day and she says, they just found the 2 owners of that body shop executed. 2 bullets apiece in the head in this shop.
Holy fuck.
So that's another thing of the like, someone should always be in the van. It's like, hey, this is Texas.
Yeah.
And these guys got literally executed, like on their knees. Okay.
Like with the pennies and everything.
Yeah. Straight up.
Okay.
So that's what happened.
Wow.
So always bring your shit inside.
Dude.
Bring your personal stuff. We ended up getting the passport sorted and we played the Toronto. We've never missed a show. We've been robbed 3 times.
That's unreal.
We've never missed a show because of it, because fuck that. You know what I mean?
I
James lost his passport within 20 minutes of landing in Sydney on our first time there. And we didn't miss a show.
You made it home.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
You got to make it happen, Captain.
I'm not taking a shit without my backpack, essentially.
No way.
It's the one time that you become complacent and you leave it and this is another beef of mine. And I'm sorry to whoever I offended.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
The green room is not for your friends. Like there's got to be a code enforced, a green room law. Like the girlfriend of the guy who is the guest of a guy who is the guest of a guy.
Yeah.
The boyfriend of the girl who's whoever.
Yeah.
My most important belongings are in here. This is my I understand that like there's party bands and stuff who are like, that's their shit. They're like, the party is back here. There's nothing you can do about that. But like
there isn't.
If it's like a tour where I'm like direct support or headlining, get the fuck out.
Get up, get out.
And I'm sorry.
No.
I understand that I understand that I'm the asshole there. But like, first of all, there's times where like Twitching Tongues, Code Orange, and Dying Fetus on the Hapery tour, we're sharing like 50 square foot rooms.
Yeah, room.
And like 10 people extra would just come in. And like, if Sean Martin is not sitting down and you are, you're doing something wrong. You know?
Yeah. Show some respect.
Straight up. let Sean sit. Okay.
So, I feel like it's like immediate partners, girlfriend, boyfriend,
totally.
Family,
even
totally fine.
Like a guest is understandable.
Anyone who's been on the road, who like you've toured with, I will trust. Like that's kind of fine. And like Baker can go anywhere.
Baker gets the universal
pass. That's fine.
Like a guest of a guest of a guest. I don't want to not feel at peace in my temporary sanctuary. You know,
this is a good transition. Respect shown while on tour. Consideration for other bands, consideration for the tour manager, dude, is there any worse job on earth than tour managing?
Hell no.
You are the fall guy for everything. Yeah. You're the dick of everything.
Yeah, you got to lay down the law while everybody else.
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
The timetable is all on you. It's a thankless job.
Also, this is a big one right here. Green room bathroom.
Oh. Don't shit in the green room bathroom.
No, I mean, even that, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Don't piss all over the seat in the bathroom that only you and your friends are using that night. Mm-hmm. You know, and like somebody's gonna clean that up, and like you're the only band in the room, so whoever's running the venue is like, well, this band are fucking assholes. They pissed all over
these fucking pigs. Yeah.
I get a shit. I'm not gonna be mad at a shit because I be shitting, but I'm not. If one drop of urine of mine touches that seat, I'm feeling shame the rest of my life.
Absolutely, dude. On Warped Tour, there was a porta potty behind each stage. We were on like the Monster Energy stages, and there was like a R stage. Like you had to have a tour laminate only to use this porta potty. And that definitely, obviously, like there are guests and stuff. So whatever, no big deal. You get used to using porta potties over a summer, which I hate to admit, but you do.
I'll go anywhere. I don't discriminate.
Dude, here we go. Where is the most difficult or like hardest or most shameful place you've ever had to shit?
Oh, I've gone outside dozens of times.
Dozens.
Okay. I'm hanging myself a little here because I'm kind of notorious for peeing in a bottle, and I love it. I'll toss it right into the trash can.
Absolutely.
And I have to drink sometimes 2 gallons of water a day just to keep it lubed up here.
And boy, are you pissing when you do that,
I piss every 15 to 30 minutes, straight up.
Yep.
So,
and like full volume too, like
Full bottle.
Like
every
not just
time.
like every time.
Clear, beautiful piss. Every time. So I don't necessarily, it's, I'm not going to like put it in the fridge to like trick somebody, but I'm pissing in a bottle. I'm pissing wherever I can, like all the time. So if you see me come out of a dark corner with a bottle in my hand, I just piss in it, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'll piss in a bottle before waiting 3 minutes for a bathroom.
Absolutely. But there are toilets in bathrooms that like don't have stalls around them, that are like just two toilets facing each other. Yeah. And I've shit there, no problem.
You ever shat in a squat potty?
Squat potty, like a little kid toilet?
No, where it's just the hole in the ground.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Japan. Yeah. What's I think the venue in like Osaka or something.
Yeah,
the venue has the hole.
Yeah, what's that?
It's honestly
it's the Palm Dudes venue.
It's very efficient. The hole.
Yeah, because you're lined up right, like right. That's why people have the
squatty potty.
Right.
That position for your body is just like, you're like, wow, anatomically they are on something with this one.
One time, Convicted played a show in somewhere in Iowa, and we were on our way back, and I must have eaten something, whatever. I had to go. Mm-hmm. So we pulled over, and I ran through like some literal weeds, and I'm next to it's midnight, the stars are out, and the raging Mississippi is next to me. No joke. Oh, it's like right there. And I'm letting loose, and I had to wipe with a Convicted t-shirt.
Oh, man.
The only thing, man.
Foul. You're foul.
It's the only thing. What am I going to do?
You didn't bring nothing?
It was a one-off show. Oh. And I'm usually not an IBS guy or anything. I'm usually very, reliable.
This reminds me of, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but before it leaves my mind, there was a ruckus show in Riverside or something one time, and me and Taylor are stuck heading home in literal bumper to bumper traffic. And Taylor is dying, fighting for his life, holding it. And I've heard him tell this story, so I don't think he'll mind. But eventually he gets to the point where he's like, I gotta go. And he puts the car in park, and he goes next to an 18-wheeler, and he talks to the guy. He's like, hey, I'm going to take a shit right here. And the guy's like, awesome. And he just took this like a big old dumper right on the side of like the 210 or something, wiped with a leaf, felt incredible. But I just loved him getting back to the car and telling me like, yeah, I was talking to the guy in the 18-wheeler, and he like didn't mind. So,
dude, what a fucking champion.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a Mr. Brother right there.
Yeah.
You know what I love on quick segue from shit is when you're driving, you put on you start to pass the 18-wheeler. Uh-huh. You have your turn signal on to get in front of him. He gives you the flashers, and then you hit him with the thing, the brake tap, and he hits you back. That's respect, guys.
It is. I can't stand the thing I hate most about driving with a trailer is the feeling of pulling up to an 18-wheeler. Uh-huh. Where I feel like there's a wind vortex that is created when you drive up on them. And like, I'll be normal, I'll just be flowing, going 80, 85, get next to this truck, and I'm like, it's shaking left and right. I've got to get out of this vortex and get ahead of this guy. So I'm like an ADD van driver where I always need to be like, I got to get around this guy. Got to get around this guy. If I have to change my speed for somebody, I'm getting around them, which is probably not smart for a van and trailer, but I've saved lives doing that. Let me tell you what. There was a deer one time that God's hate was in peril, and I was driving, and if my reflexes weren't razor sharp, this would be a memorial episode for me.
Oh God.
And Nate and Leo.
Oh dear.
Like it was, I'm telling you, if you could picture this thing.
Okay.
It was like deer is here, right here, right?
Yeah.
I have 1 second to swerve. It's like, and the trailer follows.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like, and like, dude. It was 3 a.m, so everybody woke up from that. And I think only Leo was awake and saw it and was just sitting in the front seat like, that was fucking crazy.
Dude.
Because we're a second from death.
They say you're not even supposed to do that.
You're supposed to hit him?
You're supposed to accelerate because the odds are they're going to jump. So if you swerve too late, he may have jumped anyway.
He was facing this way.
Okay.
And I swerved this way.
I got you.
So it was like,
well, that's good.
He's not juking me.
He's not going to jump backwards.
No, he's not he's not trying to break the van's ankles, luckily. But so it was safe to do. And it was like, I didn't think. It was just, I have to save them. I have to not kill this thing and myself by moving. So
we were leaving, again, Omaha one time. There was a crazy blizzard. James was driving. One time, maybe when James is on, we'll tell the whole story of this tour because it's crazy. But we're leaving, we're on our way home. And this was one of those times where we had all the gear in the back and a mattress on the ground of a cargo van. Right. Same thing. But we're using like all the gear as like a headrest with pillows, right? Because we're all sleeping like with our feet going forward because there was only 5 of us. So it was actually really comfy. James hit some black ice.
Oh, dude.
And started fishtailing. No trailer, so that's better. But starts fishtailing. James, the fucking champion that he is, does it right and like turns into the swerve.
No
and
braking.
Saves us.
No brakes.
Nope.
Turn into the swerve.
Yeah. Very gentle. Yeah. Very don't panic kind of a thing. But while that's happening, I'm feeling the cab shift, right?
Oh.
And I realized like, yo, if we roll, I'm in a blender.
Yeah.
This is like, you remember the rock polishing kits where it would just tumble rocks? This may have been before your time.
Can't say I do. I
remember
creepy crawlers.
I remember creepy crawlers too. This was after creepy crawlers.
Is this like that? you go through the oven and you're a worm suddenly?
Yeah, you're a glow in the dark spider.
I remember that.
But I just remember feeling like, if we roll, I'm going to be like literally pulverized.
Yeah.
So good job, James, on that one.
There was a Ruckus tour one time, Ruckus and Creatures on the West Coast, where our singer Jacob, every day something terrible happened to him.
Oh God!
And like to this, I felt so bad, but also it was like so funny every time. Like he got like a whole tooth punched out by the microphone by somebody trying to sing along, and then like day 2 we were doing something similar to what you just described, where the gear's inside and he's sleeping next to it. Dude.
Yeah.
Bass head to the face. Like, that could kill you.
Yeah. It really could.
And he had like double black eyes the whole time. Bass head. It wasn't an SVT or anything like that, luckily.
It was like a solid state.
It was like a solid state or like an orange. But even so, that's 10 pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah, at least 10, probably 30 to the face.
Oh my God.
He had a bad time that tour. Yeah, we're at an hour. We're at an hour already. Isn't that crazy?
See what I'm saying?
We were like, this will probably be like 40 minutes or so. This one.
It's just so you just think about stuff and you're reminded.
Yeah.
Let's just real quick before we sign off.
Sure.
Let's revert back to the respect thing on tour.
Sure.
Because I think it's important. If you're opening for a big tour, whatever, even not a big tour, it doesn't matter. If you're opening, if you're on this tour, if you're support, if you're the headliner, you need to be cool with fucking everyone. Mm-hmm. You need to respect everyone. If there's loaders for the venue, thank them 1,000 times. They are the allies above all.
Can you believe a loader?
I cannot.
I stand there and clap when there's a loader.
Even if it's one guy.
One guy
is like, oh my God, thank you so much.
And that's why when I see, this is kind of a side note, but when I'll see somebody be like, I don't know, it goes viral all the time where people are like, no rock band works as hard as these pop stars who are like singing and dancing and stuff. And like, yeah, I get that choreography is hard, but like carry a bass cab,
load an 8x10
and fuck off.
Oh,
load an 8x10 up a stair.
Now here's the caveat.
Hit me.
I'm formally declaring war on all sound men at any venue.
All in-house guys?
All in-house guys.
What if they have an iPad?
Unless I know you by name. Dude, the iPad shit. Oh my God.
You don't like the iPad guys?
Well,
yo, when a dude shows up with an iPad, I'm like, we're saved.
But here's the thing, dude. We played a show in Memphis, Growlers, on the Cannibal Corpse tour. Power went out during our set. You know what happens with those iPod rigs?
Reset.
They reset.
Oh, no.
Whole room is un-EQ'd. Nothing's mixed. So we're on a time schedule. We have to start playing. I look out, and that iPod is out in the crowd. So there's a risk. Now, granted, power going out at a venue, pretty rare.
Very rare.
If Cannibal Corpse tour, like, you would never think it. Happened.
Lord.
Happened.
And that's why I guess that's just the first thing you do when you are making any kind of money is like, well, we're bringing a sound guy.
Is that the first move? Yeah, I guess that's the
well,
first
it's like
move.
merch guy, and then I never got to the point where we could afford a sound guy. So,
Well,
if you can't do, teach,
Yeah, right.
So
right.
I'm teaching you to get a fucking sound guy because you can't trust these bastards.
A really good move is to find out if anyone else on the tour already has a sound guy. Get in touch with that guy. They will often just be like, I'm already set up. I'll do it for an extra $50 a day. Fuck do they care? If you can afford it, it is so worth it.
You know what I love though is winning over the other band's sound guy.
Yeah.
When
it
they're
happens.
like, you're like, do you think you can do sound for us? We'll pay you like $100 a day. And they're like, nah, sorry guys. And then day 3, they're like, you know what?
Don't even pay
You
me.
guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
That's the
happened.
best. This has nothing to do with tour etiquette or anything, but this is that I could do 5 episodes about the crazy like deathcore tour that we did. We only did one, but the best interaction with a guy in the crowd we ever had was what? What was the face?
That was the night I fell asleep.
Oh, that was, you fucking scumbag. Fuck this show. It's canceled. But also, before it's canceled, the best interaction I ever had with a guy on that tour was a guy coming to the merch table, arms crossed. He went, you guys were pretty good. And that was it.
That was it?
Didn't buy anything or anything. And it was like I saw this man's whole life go by when he said that to me. I was like, he hated us, and then he liked us, then he hated us, and then he watched us. And we thought we were pretty good.
Pretty good.
Most of the time, sold 0 shirts.
Yeah.
Also, Bo completely fucked.
Yeah, go ahead. This will
be
be the last story. We'll sign off with this. I deserve it. I deserve it.
Fucking asshole. To this day, man.
Was that Veil of Maya? Was that the tour?
Veil of Maya, Upon a Burning Body, and Volumes. Acacia Strain was the original headliner, but they flipped 2 vans in 2 days.
Right.
And
very scary.
Had to drop it after one show. I'm glad that they're all okay after that. But
horrifying.
Man, that was like we almost turned around and went home. And shut up. But
so Twitchy Tongues were going to stay with me. I had an apartment in Hubble Park in Chicago. I invited them. I cleaned the apartment. I was ready. I was locked and loaded.
And your apartment was like, it felt like
it wasn't it was far out.
But fuck, dude.
Yeah.
BFE.
For any of my Chicago heads, we were at Pulaski and Armitage. It's out there.
So we get to Chicago and we're like, all right, we're almost to Bo's. And then an hour goes by. And it's like, we've been driving since 11 p.m. and it's like 9 a.m. And we call Bo for, how many missed calls did you have?
Dude, I woke up to calls, text, voicemails, Instagram DMs, Twitter ats, like any way you guys could try to contact me. You did, thinking maybe he has the alerts on for this. And I was just sleeping away.
You're just going, la, la, la,
Yeah.
sheep going by. You're having the most peaceful night of your life while we were outside suffering by your hand.
I have never felt as bad as I did because it was, 5 or 6 of you guys. Oh my God.
And it wasn't like we could have planned to stay at a hotel, but you were like, no, stay with me. Bo's got you.
I didn't even live anywhere near the fucking venue.
No, the
night.
venue was in Joliet, which is how far from the city?
45 minutes.
Yeah, right. 45 minutes at fucking 9 p.m. It felt like 2 hours from your apartment to Joliet.
Set an alarm. Set an alarm, kids. Don't be like me.
Just don't ask your friends to stay with you. Is really
straight up. Unless you have a huge house or a studio that Taylor lets me sleep in every time I'm there.
That's a good setup he's got there.
He's got a setup. All right, man. Do you have any? Here's one. Don't drink all the water. Be considerate. Sometimes there's only one case of water.
Or a lot of the time they don't follow the rider. We all know that.
Yeah.
The guy at the venue, the whoever, the booker, they don't follow the rider a lot of the time. But if you're the headliner, they're more likely to follow the rider. So just put a case of water for each band.
Perfect.
That's all it takes.
That's it.
If I'm playing your show and you're like, no, there's no bottles. You have to fill up a bottle at this canteen over here. Like fill up a Gatorade bottle. No, we have cups. I'm swinging at this point.
We played a fest in Belgium in 2019, and I have a photo of this. Remind me. They gave us water in dish soap containers.
No, man.
Emptied out, like recycled. They were dish soap. So I'm like, I'm on stage.
I'm swinging at this point.
No
Where I'm at, it's like I'm going to take that as disrespect.
Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
Yeah, straight up. Watch your mouth and give me a Arrowhead. Give me an Evian. Yeah. Give me something. I'll take whatever. I'll take a Dasani at that point.
I'll take a Kirkland.
I love a Kirkland. I'm kind of a water. Here's the thing. I could do the Pepsi challenge with various water taste.
Really?
I'm like a water super taster.
I could do it with like Aquafina and Dasani because they're so distinct.
Dasani is not water.
Yeah, straight up.
It's just not. The amount of processing it goes through. It's like the Subway bread in the UK. It can't legally be considered water.
You walk into a Love's. Mm-hmm. They got every kind of water.
We should have started with this.
I know. What's your go-to water?
So Fiji, Evian, and like I'm not opposed to an Arrowhead or like an Ozark or whatever, the Poland Spring, because that is actual spring water. Mm-hmm. And I prefer the taste of actual spring water. And Evian and Fiji are both real spring water. Smart water, the pH stuff, all that stuff is like heavily processed. I like the taste of smart water.
I like smart water,
but it's not spring water. So like,
I was very bummed to find that out.
Yeah,
I found that out and I was bummed out about it. But Fiji is, it's kind of bougie. It's expensive, you know, but it is the one. It's the best water.
It's amazing.
Ever since Real World, way back in the day, they had Fiji. And I remember being like,
I heard about a Cro-Mags show where they specifically were like, Cro-Mags only drinks Fiji, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Pretty badass.
Yeah. Now I respect it. Maybe at the time I didn't. But I feel like we scratched the surface of a survival guide here.
We can have part 2.
Bring a gun is, I guess, the real survival guide method.
Basically, just you got to live every day of tour as though like you're gonna get robbed and the TM is gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
So be on time, be polite, do your shit, say thank you, and just move on.
The world, the world that we live in now sees your van and goes, "There's good shit in there.
Money.
I'm getting money from whatever's in there."
Yeah.
So live like that.
And back to what I just said, like having a good reputation as a band is huge.
Yeah.
That's how you meet people. That's how you kind of get accepted onto tours. Like, we've never had a problem with anyone. We've never had a beef. We've never had an issue. Never had a fight. Nothing. We're fucking Boy Scouts compared to a lot of bands.
Yeah,
you know?
We are too for the most part. There's definitely, I think there's some people who think that like we're dicks or something just because we don't like hang out a lot. We keep to ourselves.
Yep, same.
And I can see how that would be a thing. But we almost got banned from all Live Nation shows, which was interesting.
That happens.
because I threw a water bottle at a security guard. Two water bottles, but he shouldn't have been doing what he was doing.
Is he roughhousing somebody?
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.
And it's just a water bottle. You're gonna kick me off every venue in America? Come on. All right. That's I guess that's it for today, huh?
Yeah, I think so. You got anything else?
I'm sure it'll come to me the second we stop. So I guess we'll do part 2 of this eventually.
I think we could do further. Yeah, we could do part 2s, part 3.
I mean, I shared my ancient shirt folding technique.
What else could you want?
What else could you ask from me right now? Sorry, my voice is fucked up. Also, I was recording some stuff, so
maybe you'll hear it.
Maybe you'll hear it. I don't know. We'll see. All right,
guys.
Thank you all so much, and we will see you next week.
Peace.